Alright, hey guys, remember CCG back to the video. With this video, I'm going over some new Fabled support. So just keeping in theme with the whole new legacy support that we've been seeing with Speedroids, and with yesterday you guys saw the video where we got new support for Jirak. And here we're going to get support for Fabled, and we're going to get started here with the Fabled Behemoth, which is a pretty cool looking little guy here. If this card is in your hand, you can discard 2 or more Fabled monsters, including this card. And if you do, you can special summon 1 Fabled Synchro monster for your extra deck, whose levels equal the discarded monster's total original levels. So you're just able to use this card and synchro summon using it by discarding some Fabled monsters, which is nice because then you can activate their discard effects. And if a card is sent from the hands to the graveyard, and from your hand to the graveyard while this card is in your grave, you can banish this card and special summon 1 Fabled monster from your hand. So here you can see, of course, the built-in effect for the discard benefit here. In case you discard it with one of your other Fabled cards, then you're going to be able to use the effect here and continue to pop off. It's nice that it's also a tuner, so it gives you that synchro option. Of course, definitely seems like a cool little guy that is going to give you some plays, and it lets you kind of play around whether or not your opponent tries to stop your first summon, as you can just do this while this card is in your hand. And then here we have a level 4 synchro tuner effect monster in the form of Fabled Gamagan. So you can see here, he looks pretty cool. He's pretty jacked. He's level 4 with 2000 attack. He requires 1 Fabled tuner and 1 more non-tuners. If this card is synchro summoned, you can special summon 1 Fabled monster for your hand or deck. Always good to see, especially when it's a level 4 tuner here. You're going to be able to use this as a bridge to get into a bigger synchro monster. You get this out, special summon a Fabled monster, and then extend. Synchro summon once again, of course. Your opponent cannot target other Fabled synchro monsters you control with card effects. Going to give them some little bit of protection there, which is always nice to see. And if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can draw cards equal to the number of Fabled Synchro monsters you control, then discard a card. So get a lot of value out of this card, just being able to draw a bunch of cards, and you only have to discard 1, which is nice. And then here we have Fabled Swarm Leverzebol, which is level 10 Light Fiend Synchro Effect monster. And here we'll look at the art here. It looks like a pretty cool new boss monster for the deck. 3050 attack, 1950 defense, 1 tuner, 1 non-tuner, or 1 or more non-tuners. This is a generic synchro. Once returned during the main phase, quick effect, you can contribute any number of Fabled monsters, and if you do, you can take control of that many face monsters your opponent controls, but their effects are negated. So that's pretty cool, just during your opponent's turn, being able to use this guy, tribute as many Fabled monsters as you want, and then possibly use their graveyard effects later on, and then just take a bunch of your opponent's monsters. Of course, their effects are going to be negated, but it's going to make it's pretty crippling for your opponent to play with the board that is disabled quite a bit by just removing a lot of their key combo pieces. And if this card is in your graveyard, you can target 1 other Fabled card in your grave, return this card to the extra deck, and if you do, you can add the target card to your hand. So again, having some built-in value here, just being able to return some cards back to your hand. Very good synchro monster. And then the final card that we have here is a continuous spell in the form of Fabled Realm Resurrection. Really cool field spell, or continuous spell actually, and looks pretty amazing. Looks like we're opening some gates and the Fabled monster is coming out of it. When this card resolves, you can set 1 Fabled spell trap for your deck, except for this card. So we're seeing here in the theme of a lot of this new support has been either a continuous or field spell that is pretty insane, just by providing bonus value. And you can see that right away with the first effect. Just being able to set any Fabled spell or trap means that it's already pretty good and lets you go even. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects when your Fabled monster is synchro summoned, so that's going to make it so your Fabled monsters are pretty powerful and pretty difficult for your opponent to interact with. And then once returned, you can discard 1 Fabled card, then activate 1 of its effects, draw 1 card, or special summon 1 Fabled monster from your grave or banishment. So a lot of value that this card is able to provide. Not only is it able to replace itself with the spell and trap surge, it's going to give you some protection as well. And then if you need to, you can just discard a Fabled card in order to draw a card. Of course, then you can trigger their effects as well, which is really nice to see, as you're just able to build up your hand. Or you can special summon a Fabled monster from your grave or banishment that you possibly discarded or banished using one of your Fabled effects. Very powerful continuous spell, and this looks like a really solid line of support, especially for Fabled. If you guys play Fabled, make sure to let me know what you guys think, and make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.